What's up, everybody? In today's video, we're going to talk about competing with yourself. There is a huge issue with people thinking that they're competing with other people when they're really competing with their mindset. They're competing with what they believe they can and cannot do. I see it. I've even seen this with myself, where I have to remind myself that another individual, they may be smarter than you, but you have the same capabilities that they have. There are situations, and I can attest to this, where someone is smart and knows how to do something in a business. And what I've done is just hired all of the people that are the same, has the same skill set as that individual, and built the company, and I own the company and they do all the work. And that individual is doing all the work for their company. So I'm actually getting paid to actually just put the people in place, and I make money every week. And that individual that is a lot smarter than me has to actually do all of the work themselves for their business. So really what you have to just get into your mind is that things can get done regardless of how smart you believe you are, which all of us have skill sets that other people don't have. We all have something special about us. You just have to, stop competing with yourself and find that thing. And basically the reason why you don't know that you're competing with yourself, or we don't know, is because we're looking and comparing ourselves to other people. So you have to stop comparing yourself to other people and just look at what you want to do and figure out. I kind of, if you can envision this, it's like a puzzle. It's like you know what piece you are, and you just need to get these other pieces in order without looking at what someone else is doing and comparing your resources and comparing what you have right now in your hand that you can see, which you have a lot more. If you use your imagination and visualization, you have a whole lot more than you think in resources. But you're comparing yourself, and I put myself in this category. I have to kind of always adjust myself to not go into that thought pattern. But you'll look at what other people have, look at their resources, and think that you can't do it. If it was that way, people could not come, start from the bottom and build themselves up to multi-million and billion-dollar companies. It's about the ideas. So let's run through something very short. And please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done this yet. This stuff here is like the insights of how I've built my companies, how I continue to build my companies, and how this information can help you move through the day. Because a lot of people get frustrated with their business. They get frustrated when they're trying to build something. Maybe you have to go to work and then you try to build on your business later, and when you get home or on your free time. And you have to stop competing with other people, because and understand that you are competing with yourself. And when you know that you're competing with yourself, you can win that battle, but you have to understand that you're doing it. So let me just show you something real quick. Check this out. So to stop competing with yourself, I just made 5 quick statements here. And I want you to think to yourself where you would start to have doubt with what you can do. Just be honest with yourself. You're sitting there. Nobody's, right there gonna point the finger at you. I want you to just think, where do you have doubt? And then I want you to think, why do you have that doubt? So here, this is the statement. She can do it. I can do it too. She can do it, I can do it too. You probably don't have any doubts right there, because you don't even know what she is doing. Maybe it's something that you can do, so you don't have any doubts right now. Now let's go into this. She can start a business, I can do it too. So right at the top of your mind, yeah, she can start a business, I can start a business, but we haven't even talked about the business. So right there, you're not competing with yourself. If you are competing with yourself at that level, then you got some work to do, because right at that point right there, if you're looking to go into a business and we have not even said what type of business she would start, and you have doubts already, this is where it's building up on the inside of you, and you're already competing with yourself without even knowing what business she would start. This is internal mechanisms. This is like your subconscious mind automatically, from what you're used to having put into you, either from your parents or your environment. The doubts are already rising up, and it's like an automatic trigger. It's like an automatic trigger. Some people, when I've worked with people, they have that trigger early. They don't even know what's going to be done. They already have fears and frustrations that start to build up, because it's their body getting ready to prepare them to go backwards rather than to go forward. Okay, so now she can invest $100 a day in her business. I can do it too. She can invest $100 a day. I can do it too. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have doubts, because the first doubt is going to be first doubt might be, how can I come up with $100 a day to invest in my business? That's doubt number one. The next doubt is, how am I going to get my money back? How am I going to get my money back? So just having those doubts right there, it can make a problem for you with your business. So like I talked about earlier, why would you not focus on the solution, the problem that you would solve, that would allow you to invest $100 a day and the return on that investment? See, a lot of questions could get answered if you just didn't focus on the $100 a day. You focus on the $100 a day, a lot of you will not spend $100 a day to invest in your business. A lot of people just won't do it, because you're going to be like, I'm putting out that money and that money is not coming back. The money isn't coming back because you don't have a plan for the money to come back. The next one, she can invest 60 hours a week in her business. I can too. In her business, I can too. You're probably already saying, maybe I work another job. Why would she want to invest 60 hours a week into her business? Like, all of these reasons why, all of these doubts about, I can't do it. Will it take 60 hours a week to be successful in that business? So, all of these doubts can come to your mind with that. All that is if you have any problems with that, it doesn't matter if you don't have to spend 60 hours a week. What I'm trying to point out to you is that in your own mind, it will trigger responses. So if I told you like this, if I said it like this, you spend 60 hours a week in your business, and say you're only earning like $50,000 a year right now, like that, your income is $50,000 a year. And I said, if you spent one full year of working an extra 60 hours a week on your own business, by the end of that year, you would be making $100,000 in your own business. That means that you would be able to quit your job and you would be able to earn $100,000 a year with your own business. This is something that happened to me, and I did it on accident. And what I did is, I was up late at night. I was working on my business. I was trying to figure out ways to solve other people's problems. I was only 21 years old, and I would just sit there. My wife was like, "Hey, are you ready to come to bed?" And I'm like, "I need to work on this." And she was focusing on stuff. We were both focusing on how we can work on our business to get better results for our clients at that time. And I would sometimes stay up very late, like to 2, 3 in the morning, just working on this stuff, trying to figure out how I can help solve more problems, how I can work on my business. I didn't even know at that time that was actually like multiplying my success. So from in 1990, when I was barely making any money with my business. After I was able to quit my job, I was earning 36 grand a year in 1990. 4 years later, it was over $100,000 a year, and it just kept growing and growing and growing. And I put the credit on that was that I spent that time. I spent that time, and I didn't know that that return on investment would come back. But a lot of people have a problem is because they're like, if I invest 60 hours a week, will I get the result that I want? You will get the result that you want, but you have to stop competing with your own mind, because some people will go into it like this. Well, I don't want to spend 60 hours a week and then it don't work for me. Rather than I'm going to spend 60 hours a week, I'm going to work hard and not compete against myself and put other doubts into my head, and I'm just going to do it. That's what you got to do. So it's a slight way of competing with yourself. If you can follow me on this, it's like a slight way. I'll repeat it again. Can you invest 60 additional hours? Not talking about what you're doing working. I'm talking about into your business, 60 additional hours per week. Can you do that? What are the doubts that are coming to your head? Well, I don't want to take away from my fun time. I don't want to take away and do this and then it don't work out. If you say that to yourself, you're competing with yourself. You should go all in. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. If I'm not going to do it, then don't do it. The next one here. She can put a system in place. I can do it too. That right there, that statement right there. She can put a system in place. I can too. If she can put a system in place, you can too. But you're probably wondering, what system could she put in place? And you're probably already doubting, can I put the same type of system that she has in place and will it work for me? All of that stuff, if you think about it, anything that's a doubt, you need to get that out of your mind and focus on, okay, I'm going to put a system in place and I'm going to work that system. See, these little bitty things, like if you think about it, think about this. The little doubts that we put into our mind is our mind competing with ourselves. It has nothing to do with what type of system she put in place. What it has to do is, will you put a system in place and will you allow that system to work itself, and you can make adjustments with that system if things are not working the way you want it, but you have a goal that you have a system in place and you're going to work that system. Get the doubts out of your mind. Follow me, please. Get the doubts out of your mind. I do this, and when I do this, it helps me wake up refreshed in the morning. It helps me get my day moving forward because I don't think about the things that don't work. What I do is I just evaluate and I make adjustments. Evaluate, make adjustments, put a system in place, work the system, evaluate the results, make changes within the system, and then evaluate the results again, but don't get out of the system, because what you can end up doing is you're like, okay, this doesn't work, that don't work. I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that, I'm going to try all of these things. You're going to be scrambled all over the place when it's really you competing with your own thoughts in your own mind, thinking that you have to compare yourself to what other people are doing. Yes, you, yes, you follow other people. Yes, you get inspired from other people. Yes, you can actually mimic systems that people put into place. But you have to stop competing with yourself, because if someone else can do it, you can do it too. But the thing that usually holds us back is that we compare the result that individual is getting rather than allowing our own result to appear, and then we build on our result. Thank you for your time. Please subscribe to the channel. Please post your questions and comments. And any links, there's links below this video for different services. And I have my 5-day Level Up Your Business Challenge below. You can see the link below here. Thank you for your time. This is Stephen A. Williams with Making Money with Stephen A. Williams.